Welcome to Glow Social Club, the space where powerhouse women come to reclaim their health, their clarity, and their leadership. I'm Jasmine Corona, functional nutritional practitioner and founder of Organically Glow and Glow Social Club. Around here, we don't do one-size-fits-all advice. We translate symptoms into strategy and build the kind of structure that actually sustains you. If you are ready to lead your health, your work, and your life with clarity, confidence, and conviction, you are in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome back to Glow Social Hour, where powerhouse women come to reclaim their health and their authority so they can lead their work, their lives, and their careers. I'm Jasmine Corona, and today we are having a conversation that every single ambitious woman needs to hear, because no one has taught us how our menstrual cycle is actually the key to how you lead in your life. So if you felt like you've lost your energy, you have no creativity, you are just low in clarity, like you have brain fog, this is your invitation to stop blaming yourself and really start building with your rhythm. Your hormones are not a problem, and I'll say that over and over again because they're not. They're not. They are truly your superpower, and you have been missing out on it. So when you are experiencing these different waves of emotion, right? One day you feel amazing. You are on top of the world. You are getting your whole to-do list done, right? And you're also have enough energy to hang out with your kids and your family and your partner. And then the next day, you are just so exhausted, you have low energy, you cannot focus for the life of you. Nothing is getting done on your to-do list. And you think there's something wrong. You start questioning your ability to do your job, to support your family. And in reality, this is really just your cycle. This is really just how your body works. We have so many hormones as women. We have so many different fluctuations in our hormones compared to men. Men have a 24-hour hormone cycle compared to women who have a 28 to around 32-day hormone cycle, okay? So our hormones are fluctuating for a whole month, and men just get to wake up every single day and they're refreshed, right? Their hormones are back to their high levels. And so this lack of understanding around our cycles, around our energy levels, our productivity, our brain function is really leading us to treat our body wrong, right? We're not treating our body how it should be. We're just pushing and pushing and pushing every single day, trying to show up at 120% every single day, when in reality, our bodies are not built that way. So we're really going to understand how our hormonal phases, how our cycle really fluctuates, and how we can actually start planning from that instead of pushing through every single phase, right? So this is actually going to help you with launching. It's going to help you with bringing new ideas to your business, to your job, to your career. It's going to help you show up for your clients better. It's going to help you as a person show up better for your families, right? For yourself. And so this isn't about syncing your schedule to a moon chart, right? It's about truly knowing your data, owning your biology, and structuring your business accordingly. So we're going to break down each of the 4 phases, and we're really going to dive deep into how these different fluctuations in these phases can actually be used to your advantage, right? How we can actually show up as our best self according to our cycle. So this is really a key learning that I teach inside of Glow Social Club, inside of the Leadership Lab, where we are actually using our menstrual cycle, planning our new launches, planning our social media calendar, planning certain tasks that we do throughout our month according to our cycle, so we feel good. So we actually are regulated. We're actually treating our body how it should be treated, right? So let's dive into the first phase of our cycle. Actually, let me break down each phase first. So I have my coffee here. Grab your coffee, grab your matcha, and we're gonna dive into this topic that I absolutely love. This is something I call cycle-led leadership for women who are in power, for women who want to reclaim their power. So each phase of your cycle brings different types of power, right? So the key is to actually learn how our hormones are working, what phases we should be doing specific tasks, what phases we should be bringing new ideas, what phase we should actually be resting and relaxing and really focusing on setting strong boundaries. So our menstrual phase, right? This is what I like to call the reset. So this is really days 1 through 5, or the first day of your bleed up until the last day of your bleed. And this is truly the time where you are going to take time to rest. You're gonna listen to your body, because during this time, you are going to have low energy. Like, it's non-negotiable, like it's gonna happen. You're going to feel very low energy. You're going to wanna lay in bed all day. You're gonna want to watch some Netflix. You're gonna wanna journal. You're gonna want to really do introverted tasks, okay? So this is the perfect time for reflection. What is working in your business? What isn't working in your business? How has the last 30 days has been? How has it been, right? How do you feel? Are you having extreme cramps right now? Are you extremely stressed out? Do you want to sleep 14 plus hours and you're still not waking up feeling refreshed, right? These are all signals that whatever happened 30 days ago is now impacting this cycle. So we have to reflect on what was working, what wasn't working, why am I feeling this way? How can we move forward and really improve our next cycle? So this is also the time to really start visioning, right? Strategic visioning, especially if you're a business owner. This is the best time for planning, pausing, and really doing like that inner CEO work, making those inner CEO decisions. Your follicular phase is around days 6 through 13. So I like to say the follicular phase is actually days 1 through 13. To simplify it, it starts the last day of your period up until around day 13. So this is really that spark, okay? This is when you have that creative energy. You are just coming up with so many new ideas. You are mapping out new projects. You are mapping out new offers, new launches. This is when it is absolutely the best time to start initiating projects, to start content brainstorming, to start building out new offers, to start really strategically planning the next 30 days. Your ovulatory phase is around days 14 through 17. So this is really that visibility window. This is what I like to call your main character energy. Because this is when you have that highest energy. You feel on top of the world. You're even more confident, like you're glowing, right? You have like this glow to you and you're like, dang, I look good today. Like, what did I do differently, right? You are ovulating. This is also when you have the most clarity, right? So in your communication, in your messaging, you're magnetic. You're 100% going to attract new clients, new people, new followers, right? New members. This is really the best time for events, for networking events, for sales conversations, for, again, just different events. If you host events, perfect time to do that. You also, this is the perfect time for you to really just get out, get your name out there, get your business out there, and just have fun. Like, honestly, like just have so much fun during these couple of days. And this is also the time when I really like to like batch create content, because I am feeling so good. The words are just flowing out of me. As you can probably tell, I'm in my luteal phase right now, right? So I am a little bit more thinking before I speak. I am more low energy, right? That's usually not how I am during my ovulatory phase. Ovulatory phase, I am on top of the world. My messaging's clear. I am just speaking. It's just flowing out of me, right? And so during this time, again, this is when I like to batch create content. This is when I like to do podcasts. This is when I like to interact with people. I like to go to events during this time. I plan networking events during this time. My sales conversations, client calls, all the fun things during this time. Lastly, we have the luteal phase. Luteal phase is around days 18 through 28. So this is 2 weeks leading up to your period. So when you start crashing, you start feeling super irritable, you're angry at everyone, someone says something, someone breathes wrong, your husband breathes wrong, and you're like flipping out, you're in your luteal phase. And that's okay. Like for the most part, like you feeling that way is okay. However, if it's impacting your day-to-day life, we have to dig deeper. We have to really understand why you're experiencing that. So this is really that time I like to call the completion zone. So this is where we're really focused. We have discernment. This is the perfect time for editing. You are really focusing on your boundaries, setting your boundaries very, very tightly. This is the best time to finish up projects, to close the loops, to manage your team. So you really want to, any tasks that aren't important for you to complete, pass them along. Give them to your team members, let them complete the task. You also can focus on like the back end structure of your business. So this is really, again, going back into that introvert energy where you're just like more to yourself. You're just finishing up things. You really want to complete new projects, right? All those projects that you just implemented, you want to complete them. So this is the best time to really, again, prepare yourself for a new cycle. So this is a little background, a little overview of your cycle-led leadership. So your menstrual cycle, how to actually flow with it, how to actually lead with your flow, right? Lead with your cycle instead of like working against your body, because I have done that. It does not work that well. You have probably done it too, right? Where you're on your period and you're like, I cannot do this task right now. Like there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this. Like there's just no way. Like I have no focus. So really just trying to, as much as possible, plan things according to your cycle. Of course, this isn't going to be perfect every single time. Like there's going to be days where you actually need to push through. That's okay. That's okay, right? We have to actually learn to kind of work with the world we live in. We have to learn to adapt, build resilience in our body. So this is really your built-in leadership calendar, is your menstrual cycle. We also have this all listed out in the leadership lab, like I said, so you have a whole calendar. It's called your rhythm map. So the rhythm map actually breaks down each of these cycles that we just went through, different tasks that you should be doing. If you are a business owner, if you run the household, if you're a career-driven woman, it's gonna break up different tasks, right? And then there's a calendar where you can start planning out your flow. So this isn't just a cute framework. I mean, it is cute, but it's really how I run my life and my business for the most part. Like I really try to take into consideration, like if one day I'm like, I don't feel like doing this and I'm in my menstrual phase, it's okay. Like if it's a task that can be pushed until next week, I'm gonna push it until next week, right? There are certain things that you do have to really focus in on, right? Like I said, like there's gonna be times where you have a specific date that you have to finish things by. That's fine. Like I said, it's all about balance, right? It's all about being in harmony with your hormones. So let's talk about different ways we can use this. I know I chatted a little bit about like my techniques, but I really want to change the way you just handle your business, how you handle your life, how you actually flow with your life. So this is what I like to do, right? During my menstrual phase, again, I'm taking time to rest. This is the perfect time to start reflecting on what has worked. So I'll actually plan a day where I'm going through like my analytics on Instagram, TikTok, my social media, making sure, like what's worked, what's not working, write that in my journal. And then I'll actually start planning. Like I'll start actually writing out like, hey, this was a good post. Okay, we're gonna move that to next week, so we're able to actually record, do all that stuff in my follicular phase. This is also a great way to like handle working with clients, right? So there is usually 1 week in my month where I don't have any calls. Like I block that out just so I can have my own time to really reflect on my business, reflect on myself, and really know like how to move forward, what are my next decisions I need to make, right? So this is also that time, if you don't want to have any client calls, to do that during your menstrual cycle, right? Your menstrual cycle should be time to, again, reflect and review and really just take time for yourself, rest, right? During the follicular phase, this is actually when I like to start brainstorming new content ideas, brainstorming new ideas. Maybe I want to make a new lead magnet. Perfect time to start outlining that. Maybe I have podcasts I'm going to be recording over the next couple days. Okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start scripting those out, start planning them. So that's the perfect time for that. During your ovulatory phase, again, this is the perfect time when I start batching content. I start recording my podcast. I go to networking events if there are networking events, right? This is really my time to shine, and I'm going to use that energy to show up as my best self. And then of course, once it gets into the luteal phase, right, this is the 2 weeks leading up to your period. You're going to be a little bit more low energy. You're going to be finishing up tasks. So I'll just start finishing up different projects that I have coming up. If I'm launching something, then I'm going to finish that off, make sure, send it off to my assistant, making sure she has everything she needs to complete those tasks. So again, this is also a great time to start giving tasks that you don't need to do, handing them off to your team members. This is something that I really love to do. So really just planning your content based off of your cycles, building in rest without feeling guilty about it, because I know I've been there before where you know deep inside, like I need some extra sleep. But in your head's like, well, you have a lot to do, right? You start feeling guilty about it. And I want you to understand that this is a normal process, right? This is a normal feeling, and you have to listen to your body. So really take time to rest without feeling guilty. Even let your partner know, like, hey, like I'm in my menstrual phase right now. I'm gonna need a couple days to just relax and rest. So if I don't get things done, I'll do it next week. You know what I mean? Like really setting that boundary for yourself too. So people kind of like understand, right? You're not just being lazy, you're actually honoring what your body needs. And then also like structuring your weeks when you're in alignment, right? And when you have the capacity to do so. So like I said, I have certain days on top of like certain weeks I'm doing certain things. I have certain days where I'm actually doing certain things. So usually Mondays and Wednesdays, those are client call days. So I usually book all of my calls, discovery calls, sales calls, client calls, my one-on-one calls on those days. So Mondays and Wednesdays are packed with just calls. Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually my days to kind of like finish up tasks, get things done on the back end, making sure my clients have their protocols, really doing like the practitioner and the business admin side for the most part. So sending emails if I need to send emails, like I said, looking at functional blood work, looking at all the different things I need to do on the back end. And then usually on Wednesdays, I'm also recording content. So I'm recording content. So I do have like a gap where I'll have recording content in the afternoons, and then I have my client calls in the mornings. Mondays are also like in the mornings, I have it open, so I have time to like get things done, plan for my client calls, and then I'll have my client calls in the afternoon. And then Fridays are my CEO days. So I am actually taking time to like review everything. I'm checking things off. I'm approving things from my my VA, my assistant. I am actually looking at different analytics, right? And so I do have like a weekly flow. Sometimes that fluctuates depending on like what happens during that week, right? And so like I know this sounds like a lot, but really it's going to simplify your life. And it's not about doing less It's not about doing more. It's truly about doing what your body is designed to do on purpose. So important to really trust your body, learn how to work with your body, not against it. So really, how to start applying this? Let's get into it. So I know a lot of women, this is more so, let's start with how do we actually know when we're in our certain phase, right? So this is really important as a woman to be tracking your cycles, really focusing on, okay, like I'm feeling this way, where am I at in my cycle? So there are certain apps that you can use. I love to use my Aura Ring. So I have an Aura Ring, I have it paired with Natural Cycles. Aura Ring actually has their own like cycle tracking now, which is actually super helpful too. I'm like actually thinking about maybe taking off my Natural Cycles, like maybe it's not as needed, but Natural Cycles is like a 99% birth control rate, so that's good. Like if you are using it for birth control, it has a 99%, what is it called? Efficacy? I don't know what it's called. I'm blanking right now. Anyways, so it's really helpful for that, right? So it really tracks everything. It tells you when your green days are, tells you when your red days are. You can use it vice versa too. So if you're trying to get pregnant, good way to track your cycles too is with the Aura Ring plus Natural Cycles. Is going to tell you exactly what phase you're in. So right now, like I said, I'm in my luteal phase. So this is the time when I am really just like getting ready. I am planning, I'm finishing up my tasks that I need to do, such as recording this podcast. So that is a great way to do it. You can also use different tools such as like, I think it's called My Flow. It's just an app on your phone. Honestly, it's not gonna be as accurate, but at least you have something to give you an idea of where you're at in your cycle. That's the best way to do it. You can also really just like pick an area of your life. Like start off with just one area of your life where you're going to really focus on planning that specific area based off of your cycle. So maybe this is your new launches, maybe this is workouts, maybe this is meetings, maybe this is your business, right? And you want to align it with your phases. So again, with your certain launches, I already went through like that whole process that I do. If you're doing workouts, you can actually plan your workouts with your flow. Again, just pairing the Aura Ring and the Natural Cycles together has really given me really accurate readings on where I'm at in my cycle. So that's really, really good. This is also really good to use to communicate your needs. Like, hey, I have this that I need to get done. I'm gonna get it done during my follicular phase, right? I'm gonna get it done during my ovulatory phase. Like whatever you can actually plan according to your cycle, do it. It's gonna help so much with creating boundaries for yourself, where you're not getting burnt out, where your nervous system's not all over the place, where you're actually getting things done, you feel productive, right? And I really also remind you that you don't need to work against your cycle to lead powerfully. You just need a system that honors it. Like that's it. So here's some like things that you guys can do. I want to invite you to learn more about your cycle, learn more about how to use your hormones as your superpower, because they are. So number one, audit your schedule through the lens of your cycle, right? So with this specific cycle, where are you at? Okay, what does your calendar look like? If you're in your menstrual phase and you got 100 calls booked during that phase, maybe next cycle you're going to move that around, right? So that's one way you guys can do it. You can even look at your workouts, whatever area that you're picking, plan it according to your cycle and just do it for 30 days, do it for a whole cycle, and watch your life change. Like you're gonna feel so good. And it's also a good way to kind of understand like why you feel a specific way, right? Because I have women who come to me, they're like, oh my God, like my hormones, I know they're just all over the place because I feel so exhausted, I feel so fatigued. I'm like, okay, like are you feeling fatigued every single day, every week? Like what's going on? And I have them explain it to me. They're like, oh no, like I just feel super tired, like, 3 to 4 days out of the month. And I'm like, okay, like let's see where that's happening. Are you in your menstrual phase when this is happening? And they're like, oh my goodness, yes. Like I'm on my period. When I'm on my period, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I just want to sleep all day, or I have cramps. And I'm like, yes, That is normal to an extent, right? So it really gives you data too, to really understand and listen to your body. So if you guys loved any of this, if you guys want more information about cycle-led leadership, or also if you guys have questions, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram, Organically Glow, and let me know what phase you are in right now and how you are making changes. Like, what are you syncing up? Are you syncing up your workouts? Are you syncing up your meetings, your launch dates? Like, what's going on there? I would really love to hear from you. And then if you guys are interested in mentorship based off of your cycles, and we talk about so much more inside of there, we're really just focusing on building a business that works with your body, that flows with your body, that regulates your nervous system. Make sure you guys join the Leadership Lab or go check it out on my website. But this is the beginning of leading like a woman who is regulated, who feels good in her body, who is moving in rhythm. And this is truly your power. So I will chat with you guys next time. If you guys have a specific topic that you guys want to chat about, you guys can also DM me that too at Organically Glow. Thanks. If today's conversation shifted something inside of you, if it brought you clarity, relief, or a new way to see your health as a leadership tool, I'd love for you to share this with another powerhouse woman in your world. And remember, symptoms aren't the problem, they are the signal. When you start translating them, you stop surviving and you start leading with clarity. I'll see you next time inside Glow Social Hour.